This is Rock and Roll English. Real people, real English. Here's your host, Martin Johnston.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Rock and Roll English Full Volume. I'm here with Dan the Man.
Hello.
Here he is, as enthusiastic as always. Dan, I've got some absolutely wonderful news.
Go on.
I don't know if you've been keeping up to date with the news recently.
No.
Okay, that was just a long way to say no there. A long-winded way to say no. Long-winded. I don't know why we say that. It just means long, really, doesn't it, Dan?
Yeah. It's like a... Yeah. I don't know what's going wrong.
And that's a long-winded way to say yes. Anyway, Dan, let's get to the show. The Spice Girls are getting back together.
You are a big Spice Girls fan, so this is good news for you, isn't it?
I don't care what anyone says. The Spice Girls were and are fucking brilliant.
Who's your favourite Spice Girl?
Oh, this is exactly what I was just going to ask you, Dan. You have taken the words out of my mouth. Lovely expression there. It just means he said what I was going to say. You've taken the words out of my mouth. It's a tough one, Dan. It's not very easy because, back in the day, which means like years ago, in the good times, I would have said Jerry. Notice their modal verbs in the past, Dan. I would have said Jerry because she looked most up for it. What does up for it mean?
She looked like she wanted to have sex.
Yeah, more than the others. With that Great Britain dress. Wowee.
I think she's hotter now than she was then.
Yeah, hotter. It's like when you call a girl or a man hot, it means they are good looking. I disagree. I looked at some pictures recently and I thought she looked well ropey.
Do you periodically just search the Spice Girls on
Well, no,
Google
obviously
to see what they look like?
On this article,
Sure.
Dan, there was a picture
Sure.
of the Spice Girls now.
Sure.
Anyway, I said she looks ropey. What does it mean, Dan, if someone looks ropey?
They don't look good.
Yeah, exactly. I thought she was looking well ropey. But I also obviously love Victoria because she's married to Bex, to David. So
So it's because you've got a crush on David Beckham.
Yeah, exactly. So a crush is when you like someone, in a physical way, let's say. But I wouldn't do that to him, Dan, because, I'm sure Victoria wants me.
Thank God. He'll be so relieved.
Yeah, she's calling me all the time, Victoria, saying like, like, Martin, I want you. And I just say, look, Vic, I can't do this to Dave.
That'll be a weight off his mind for sure.
Exactly. And speaking of Victoria, she was the one that was least up for getting back together because apparently she didn't want to sing because, why
she can't
do you think...
sing.
Well, that's it. She was famous just really sort of pointing at people, wasn't she? But then they offered them £10 million each and then she said, actually... singing's not so bad. Yeah, I think I'll do it. I'm in. So if you say I'm in, what does that mean, Dan?
It means I'll do it.
Yes, and then so this is an article from the Daily Mail, which is
shit.
Yeah, a ridiculous newspaper. And anytime you read a British newspaper, as soon as it says a source close to the band told us, that basically means this is not true, and we can't write someone's name, so we're just writing any old bollocks.
Yeah.
It said the girls sat together laughing and remembering the fun and special times, and then Victoria said that she would do it. Obviously, nothing to do with the 10 million.
Money talks.
Absolutely.
What's your favourite Spice Girl song?
Good question, Dan. It has to be...
I Want You Back?
No, I would say Who Do You Think You Are? Because when they came to the Brit Awards, which is when Jerry wore that dress, which, is just a moment in British history, and they came and they sang that song, swing it, shake it, move it, make it, who do you think? Dan used to know the dance, actually. He used to practice it in his bedroom.
I'm actually going karaoke tonight. I might sing a Spice Girls song.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just for you.
Oh, yeah, you do that. I want to see a picture of that. I once sang Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing at karaoke, if you're asking.
Did it go down well?
Oh, a lovely rock and roll piece of vocabulary there, Dan. Did it go down well? Basically, did people enjoy it? Not really, because I managed to turn it into like a football chant. So a chant is like a song people sing at the football stadiums. I remember I was singing like, get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's make love tonight. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. 'Cause you do it right. And it wasn't really the smooth sort of Marvin Gaye sort of romantic vibe.
Play to your strengths. That's what you do. So.
Well, exactly. Also some nice vocabulary there, Dan. Play to your strengths. Do what you can do well. And another strength I think I've got, Dan, is ending conversation. So that is what I'm going to do now.
Okay. All right. Cheers.
See you later.
See you later.
Okay, so that was Dan and me speaking about the Spice Girls reunion. I, for one, cannot wait. I just need David Beckham to go back and play for Manchester United now, and then it will be heaven for me. It'll be like 1997 all over again. Anyway, remember the transcript to this episode is in the members area. If you want to be a part of that, I'm sure I've told you this before, but go to rockandrollenglish.com/full volume. It's free for 2 weeks. Try it. If you like it, keep going. If not, say goodbye. Anyway, let's look at some of that rock and roll vocabulary. We had long-winded when I said it was a long-winded way to say no. In the episode, I said that means long, but it's not always the same. You can't say like a long table, a long-winded table. Long-winded is used to sort of describe a long way to speak or write. For example, I correct a lot of Italian people's writing, and generally they write things in a very long-winded way. That's not criticism, it's just, the Italian style, which is different to the English one, which is like more to the point, simpler. Anyway, we had the term to take the words out of my mouth, which is when someone says exactly what you were about to say, which is what happened. So I said to Dan, you've taken the words out of my mouth. We had back in the day. That's a fantastic term, which means like back in the good days, the good times. So for me, generally, it was like the 90s, like 1997 when there were the Spice Girls, David Beckham at Manchester United. I would say for that period, back in the day, everything was great. We had up for it. If someone is up for it in this context, it means someone that is up for having sex, that wants to have sex. We had hot, which is quite simple. I think hot is obviously a temperature, but a man or woman that is hot is also beautiful, let's say, good looking. And we had ropey when I said that Jerry looked well ropey. So ropey in this situation means like not very good. Notice how I said well ropey. That's a very English thing to do. It means really ropey. I don't know why we say that. It doesn't make much sense, but languages often don't make sense. And we had crush on someone. When Dan said, I have a crush on David Beckham, it's like I love him, let's say, in a physical way, and just, he's just a great person. Make him the king, I say. Had the term I'm in, which just basically means, yes, I will do it. It's like, who wants to play football today? You say, I'm in, I will do it. I apologise if many of my examples relate to football, by the way. It's just such an easy thing for my mind to do. It's natural. Anyway, we had go down well when Dan asked me if my singing went down well. Like, was it appreciated, let's say, by the people? And we had football chant, which is like the songs people sing at football stadiums. We don't call them songs, we call them chants. And a lovely expression, I think, from Dan was play to your strengths. Do what you're good at. Which is why I make examples about football. I play to my strengths. I know football, so I can make examples about that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this shorter episode. Remember, if you like these, they are free for 2 weeks. Well, less than 2 weeks now, but, they're free for the moment. But in the future, they won't be. And if you want to continue, rockandrollenglish.com/full volume. Keep on rocking.
Thanks so much for listening to Rock and Roll English. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit rockandrollenglish.com and facebook.com/rockandrollenglish. We'll catch you next time.